Hey y'all, I pray that you all are blessed. I'm just coming on here to release a couple of different words that I had tried to release a few days ago, and the Lord had told me to take it down. I had recorded a whole video and posted it and everything, and He was like, "No, that's not what I want." So here I am trying again, and I'm playing catch up now at this point. I had gotten real run down for a few days, um, and I'm just getting back on board. So I just want to let you guys know. I know that in the last video I had voiced that I was going to do a video called Faithful and Chosen, and I just haven't gotten around to doing that. But I wanted to let you know that I had posted everything onto my blog. So, like everything that I typed out, kind of like what I do here, like I have it all typed out that I'm going to say on the video. And I just haven't gotten around to making the video. So, if you want to go and just look through that study of where the Lord led me and how He led me with that one, it's there for you. Um, and you can go to the community tab on this YouTube page, and the first ever, well, probably only one there would have the link, or better yet, I'll just link it into the description, the blog. So if you want to go do that, then you're more than welcome to do that. Um, so what I have here is the video that I made the other day. There is a topic that is very hard for me to speak about. I mean, it's just a vulgar topic to speak about, and I know that there's some backlash that people get when they do talk about these things, especially from um, just from the powers that be, I guess. So I was very vague with everything, and the Lord didn't like that. He pretty much said to me that, He doesn't give me these things in order to keep them for myself, and that it's for others. So um, I took the video down, and I have. It's just easier for me to write it all out. What I want to say, just I'm really horrible um, at just going, um, what's the word? Just coming up with the words to say right on the spot. So this is just easier for me to do it this way. And I pray that you guys take all this to the Lord, please. It's a very difficult thing to speak about, and I'm sure it's probably even more difficult thing to hear about, especially if the Lord hasn't led you in any type of direction as far as these things go. Um, so please take everything to Him. Um, although I would not, um, uh, I wouldn't want to see these things for myself. Although it does help me when it comes to prayer. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then I'll just read off everything that I've written down, and then His words and the verses that go along with it. So, blessed are you, Lord God, King of the universe. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, and your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread. Please forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Please lead us not into temptation, and please deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever, Lord. Guide my words, Lord. Let nothing come from this mouth that is not of you. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So I'm just going to go ahead and read, and then, I'll get to the words after that. So for a while now during prayer, I will get these visions of things like situations to pray for. It could be something I have a knowing will be coming or something that is happening right at that moment. The first I ever received was about an airplane. Um, this airplane in particular was having like turbine, um, like in the propellers, there was like dirty air or smoke or something. This was back during all of those fires um, and just the air was really bad. And so, as I was in the vision, in the situation, the Lord was telling me what to pray for as I prayed it. The situation took on the effect that I prayed. So, for instance, when I prayed that a calmness come over the panicked individuals in the airplane, they became calm. And then, the first thing I had ended up praying for was um, for the air to clear that was going into the um, the propellers and into the engine, which was causing the controls or whatever to malfunction, and it was just everybody's freaking out. Um, and I was too. I was like, "What's going on?" I didn't but this is how he started me off with these things. Because as I was going through the vision, he was telling me exactly what to do and exactly what to pray. So, um, so when I prayed that a calmness come over the panicked individuals in the airplane, they became calm. This was the first lesson of many. As the Lord has come to trust me, I guess he has given more and more. Well, as more came, more intense situations were given to pray over. With great trust comes great responsibility, I guess is how I see it. I began receiving visions when sacrifices were being held. Great dread would come over me in prayer or an urgency about something in particular. And as soon as I ask him, "What is it?" I'm taken into a vision of people who were trafficked, being used in many different ways. I remember when the Sound of Freedom movie came out, and I had actually boycotted it. My reasoning behind this was because these situations have been going on forever and ever. Why does it take a movie production in order to grab anyone's attention to what is being done every second around the world? We should have been praying for these situations all along. And while everyone is entertained in a movie theater, it's happening. And while you are driving, it's happening. While you are sleeping, it's happening. And while your whole life, and even now that the hype of the movie has died down, who is rallying and praying for them? I guess it's just those who the Lord will show firsthand during prayer what is happening so they can be prayed for on the spot for what is specifically happening to them. They are trafficked and sent to all kinds of places, into sex rings, made to marry and have children that will then too be abused, then all ultimately sacrificed. I could go into uh, more ways, but where these sick people torture to achieve certain properties in the blood in order for the blood to work in a particular way for their needs. It is sick. Okay, you know, guys, you know, rituals and blood sacrifice and um, sex rituals, all those kinds of things, magic. There's so many things of this world that they can't be revealed to you unless you seek these things or you seek him for him to reveal these things um, to you. So that's what these people are doing with in all of these situations. They're not just pleasuring themselves or whatever because they're sick and twisted, but there is power and darkness and things that rise in them and that come from these things happening as well. And then they use these properties in order to gain something. Um, it could be a number of things. I won't go into that. Um, where these sick people torture to achieve certain properties in the blood in order for the blood to work in particular way for their needs. It is sick. I could go on and on the things these people do to men, boys, women, girls, animals, etc. I have to see these things, and it could be one of the toughest things I have ever had to endure. To see a child bound on an altar while some elite freak, aka every person you see on the entertainment, every single person, if the world loves it, it has done something to achieve that. I just want you to know that right now. All news networks, politicians, or even influential pastors. There are pastors, these big name pastors. They do these things, okay? Then, of course, the common Joe next door. They're kind of just sick everywhere now. Does all manner of things, then kills them to consume the rest of them. Not just the blood. They also eat the person. Okay. When they do these things, there are certain things that are released into the blood, and there are properties about it that can be beneficial to them. Okay, anyway. It's diabolical. This is why the Lord is coming to enact his judgment. Well, one reason anyway. America is enemy number one, the head honcho. I don't know if anyone has heard the prior messages to this one, but America is Babylon and Mystery Babylon in the Bible. He has called for a double portion of judgment upon this nation because of this, amongst many other reasons. While we are consumed with our lives, we have allowed them to get away with this by falling away from him, allowing for sin to take over. We dropped the ball and did not stop this from taking over this nation. We have entered into a time now where this life is embraced, and we call it accepting everyone for who they are. No boundaries, no respect for life. Now, that doesn't mean, we didn't protest enough and we didn't do this thing enough, that we didn't go vote enough, or I'm talking about living righteous lives and prayer, and seeking him. The only time these things start to win is when we fall away from him. So we start being consumed in our lives. We're giving an opportunity for dark to rise in this country, for these things to then take over. So every time we start falling away as a body, then darkness inches a little bit more. The Lord, the Father, he is, responsible for who gets put into office. Okay. No matter what kind of voting we do, he allows that person to be there. But who he allows to be there, what he allows to be voted and passed and is based off the hearts of the people. So if all of our hearts are dirty and disgusting and selfish and sinful, that is the direction everything is going to go. Not you have to go vote here and you have to cause violence protesting here and you have to tell everybody in what they're doing wrong. It's It's not about all that. It is about the relationship as a body that we are having with Christ. So we dropped the ball and did not stop this from taking over this nation. We have entered into a time now where this life is embraced, and we call it accepting everyone for who they are. No boundaries, no respect for life. While everyone is thinking everything is about this distraction and that distraction that they cause, okay, they cause these distractions so that you are distracted successfully, I might add. They are getting away with countless other things under your nose because you are not walking and living in the Spirit to know what is actually going on. This is why we are going to be getting a double portion amongst so many other reasons. Now, I originally made a video with a couple words and was very vague about things because I did not want to speak on these things. After posting it, the Lord told me to take the video down and gave me this word. After this one, I'll read what I had originally in the video. Please take all this to the Lord and know that we need to always be praying for the lost, the children, the stolen and the trafficked, the raped and tortured, the sacrificed. Always. Not just when a movie comes out, not just praying and caring about something just because the media has brought it to our attentions and whatnot. Wake up. These things are going on right now, even as I speak, we speak. It's really me. It is our job to pray for them. Where are you? So this message was given to me on November 2nd, 2023. He says, right, take it down. That's what he's telling me, to take that video down. Jordan, I do not show you these things just to pray specifically. I show them to you to expose what they are doing. Yes, many do not hear your messages post, but remember, even if it's just one. I said I would reveal all truths. If only you are the one someone listens to, then through you, they will find out or receive a confirmation. 2 witnesses. Daughter, they have gotten away with it for so long because no one talks about it. Persecution comes to those that do. But what can they take from my servant who is willing to lay down her life? Do not fear this. They will come after you, but I will keep you safe after the time, or until the time, including your children, for they have a covering through you. My angels surround them in everything they do until the time. I said to him, Lord, please do not let them go in the manner you have shown me. Talking about don't let them die in the manner of the ways he's shown me countless other children. So he says, they will not. You, however, will be tortured and tried up to death. You know this. The children are mine. Yes, you see all the precursors of death coming to children in ways. I'm sorry, one way. Okay, let me start over. Yes, you see all the precursors of death coming to children one way, but not all will make it to me in that way. The rapture is real, Jordan. Timing is key. I will keep you alive until then, to protect them. Then will come what follows. It will not be easy, but I will provide a way. The time is short. The judgment comes swiftly. I've raised them up for this, and they will not stop now. But as I've raised them to do harm, so I am to keep you from it. I control all things until the time. It's futile, all things. But my love does not wax cold for my true. It shines bright with a fervor, especially as I see them come to life, as they wake up and start washing the robes just as you did. Nearly there, nearly there. We await the perfection. I'm at the door. Tick-tock, tick-tock, ding, served. The plate of judgment. The meal recipe, iniquities, sacrifices, sin, lies, lust, adultery, fornication, murder, baby killing, cannibalism, hazing, hatred. All stirred up, cooking, now ready. What's on the plate now? Judgment. My wrath is kindled beyond anything. Nothing can fix this. There's no turning back. Get ready. You are ready. Just a couple more things to get. Be ready. I come. Here it comes. The big one. Oh, wow. No one saw it coming. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Boom, it smashes, hits right on the mark. Split down the middle. Release the Kraken, the great serpent of old. Not just a story. Awaken, sleeper. Your judgment awaits. Yeshua, Abba. So that's the word that I got after I released the video, and he told me to take it down. And this next word was the first word that was on that video that I had gotten on October 30th, 2023. And it says, every day I ask you, or this is me speaking. Every day I ask you to complete your work and reveal anything else left. And it's every day something more horrific. Why have you let this go on? So he says, okay, I just, so this is one of those cases where I had seen something horrific, okay? And, you know, sometimes it really irritates me, like it angers me to know. And I just want to, you know, just wipe all these people out that you know, do these things. It's disgusting, and it doesn't need to go on anymore, and it makes me very angry. And I was very angry when I was when I came to him about this. So I said, why have you let this go on? So he says, because, daughter, oh, don't cry. The people have turned their backs. And I said, Lord, it appears they didn't even have a choice. And I say this because everything is his will. And, you know, he can raise up the evil in order to, you know, enact his judgment upon those who were his that turned their backs from him. So just like we're seeing over in the Middle East, these people will come for us. They will reach this country, and they will, you know, they are what he is using in order to enact his judgment upon this nation and many others. So, you know, he will raise up these people to do this. But anyway, everything is in his will, you know. And I think about the kids, and, you know, is it his will that, you know, they're born and into this? He knows it's going to happen, you know. But and I don't have the comprehension of that yet, you know. It still just makes me angry. So I said, Lord, it appears they didn't even have a choice. He says, daughter, the same way you feel me around you with no deniability, I have been there with them. And so I say, but all the children, Lord. He says, I'm sorry, daughter. All is a part of my will for a greater purpose than you can begin to imagine at this current time. All of them are with me in a beautiful place with their beautiful smiles lighting up the heavenly realm. All those who are still there on earth will be avenged and brought to me to have the same fate of the others. You will be here too one day, with them, suffering no more. Those here on earth have been raised up for a special purpose as well. How else would the exposure come? I said, such a high price, Lord. And he says, one I am willing to bet on, to see you and all the others raised up in my army to combat against the sick, twisted individuals of today. They've been here far too long. I have had to do this so many times I've nearly lost count. I will not forsake you, your true brothers and sisters and the children. Home is where they belong. I will write this, Jordan. Great death is coming. So many will be home with me soon. Do not fear death. It is the gateway to me in the physical form. No more to guess and doubt and wonder. I am here for you always. Actually being here is the scary. Actually being here, as in like this earth in this realm, actually being here is the scary part. Not death or after. It is birth for you, child. Nothing will happen outside of my will. You say my will is everything. He heard my thought before before I could even ask it. He said, you say my will is everything. Right. That's why true faith and trust that no matter you are with me, here or there, in death or without, in life or without, in prosperity or without, in light or without, in a time of rejoicing or without, no matter what. Keep a smile on your face and praise on your lips and faith and trust in your heart, even if death is looming on the horizon, even if that cloud is almost on top of you, ready to devour. You are still and will always be in the palm of my hand, treasured like a very treasured treasure, the most valuable and rare. There is no price that can obtain this treasure. I will clothe you in my righteousness and keep you safe no matter the cost, for you are mine, says the Lord God. No one ever will snatch you from my hands. I wear you like a beautiful diadem. Emeralds and pearls of beauty you are, my treasured, priceless bride. I love you like no other. Do not fret coming to me no matter the way. All is in my hands forever and ever, says the Lord. I love you. Yeshua, Abba. And he did a PS. Good job, daughter. You succeeded in the test. My sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. Now, while I was getting this word, there was something that I had heard, and I had to rebuke that. And I guess that was just him, saying good job, that I could decipher who was speaking at the time. So then I got 2 Corinthians 1:9. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in God which raiseth the dead. Then Revelation 10 and Revelation 12. I normally read these things out, but I'm not going to read 2 entire chapters to you guys. You could just go and read those for yourselves. I hope that you do. So then, when I had gotten this word, the Lord had said, had urged me to go back into my other words to find there was something he wanted to add to it. And when I had gotten to this word, this is what he wanted me to put with it. So this word is from July 25th, 2023. And I'll kind of explain this one afterwards. My daughter, I want you to write. I say, yes, Lord, what is it? You seem somber. He says, I want to tell you a story. I lived in a world that was much like the one you are in now. I have showed you clearly the parallels and the similarities of the times. There was a difference, however. The fallen and the demons had more prominence in the realm. When I gave my life, they lost the ability to roam freely. Since then, man has had to perform rigorous tasks to achieve direct communication with them. However, they can hear the spirits in their heads as much as you do me. They have manipulated man. They are lying to man, telling them they will be okay in these days to come, knowing full well they will die like men, feeding the worm in the pit. Daughter, this force is growing stronger and stronger. I am going to have to intercede much to the Father for the souls of the lost. The wails are getting louder and louder. Something has got to give, and man is not giving an inch. They are just allowing themselves to be corrupted, no matter how much I show my might and glory. There is only one way. I see that now. It is not something I wish to do. With all of my heart, it is a circumstance I wish and pray would change. My heart is heavy over the days to come. You will see great amounts of death of all kinds. It will not be anything anyone should ever have to see. Couldn't they have just learned to listen and obey? He sighs. I know all this is the will of the Father and such, but it didn't have to be such a severe punishment. They could have repented, and the Father would have lessened his judgment, even with it being the last days. They could have repented and made it in the rapture and be completely spared the judgment of the fallen. But no, they moan and they groan and whisper and demand while living in unrighteousness, asking me, where am I? Mad at me because they say I don't love them, because they don't have everything they demand. So I try to console him. I said, I'm sorry, my Jesus. He says, my sweet bride, do not be sorry. Do you see what all is happening in the world? All are being warned. It's not like they don't know. There is not much more, if any, subtlety I can do, let alone that I can take. My servants are down here suffering so that the wicked can continue being wicked and not listening to my warnings. Do you know how sad that makes me? I said to him, I can see your somberness, Lord. He says, all is coming to a close, my child. My heart can break no longer over these abominations. I want you with me, spared from the torment to come. Keep your faith in me and you will. I can't take much more of this waiting. Keep praying for the perfection of the bride. It is what we await. Then Then we will feast and return for the harvest. The timing is off. There are more things to come before the rapture. There is no need for you to worry as you stay in me. So I say to him, so what is the ending of the story? And he says, they live happily ever after in love and eternity together, forever. Nothing else ever will separate us. We were wrenched apart, and I've long awaited your return back to me. It's boring without you. He chuckles. Now go on. I think that's supposed to say now. Now go on. I have more to show you. Sleep after prayer, of course. Abba. And then I have this tune after, I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my soul. So with this word I had gotten Revelation 6:17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Then Ezekiel 17:1. Sometimes when I get verse 1, it may mean the whole book or that particular verse. But with this one in particular, he was pertaining to not the whole book, the whole chapter. But with this one, he was pertaining to the whole chapter. And so I won't read that out. If you guys could go look it up for yourselves. And then Ezekiel 14:7. For every one of the house of Israel, or of the stranger that sojourneth in Israel, which separateth himself from me, and setteth up his idols in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to a prophet to inquire of him concerning me, I, the Lord, will answer him by myself. Then Jeremiah 16:17, 2, 3, 1, verse 19. I won't read the whole chapter once, but I have the individual verses here. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. And they shall fight against thee, for they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee. Then Isaiah 17:1. The burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. I know situations concerning what is going on in the Middle East right now, and then I had received words about this not too long ago, and it's just crazy to me that even then, back then, he was warning me softly. I didn't know what that was pertaining to, but there it is, or why he was telling me something like that, but or why he had given me that verse. Then Hosea 6:7. But they like men have transgressed the covenant. There have they dealt treacherously against me. So, that's it. And I guess, in that particular word, the Lord, there's so much that I can expound off of that one. But basically, just in a very short sum up, a lot of these things that they do in these rituals, that they have to perform these things in order to contact a lot of these things, or to open up portals or open up doorways, in order for these things to be able to flood in. There are a rigorous task that they have to go through in order to achieve these things. And men, women, children, sacrifice, sex rituals, blood rituals, all kinds of things that you would never have imagined. We just think about it, and we even sit here in America and we make movies about these things that are actually happening, and we're entertained by them, and we collect collectibles about these things. We have these things, these idols that we worship, that are these things that are happening. I mean, how do you think that these things are achieved? I mean, you guys, come on, wake up, like, to these things that we're involving ourselves in, that we have made idols in our lives. Like, just something as simple as a TV show. One, it could be telling you exactly what's going on, and then two, what they had to do to obtain making that TV show, and what they've put behind it, the magic they've put behind it in order to put some spell on you, or put a thought into your mind, or some subliminal thing, or da da da. I know I'm probably sounding crazy right now, but and then there's somebody actually out there, while it's a reenactment, there's somebody actually out there doing those things, literally. And that what they're doing, those things are happening to somebody innocent that doesn't deserve that. I mean, guys, the Lord bless us with our brains. We have to use them. We live in an age now where we don't have to use our brain. We can go online. We can access everything easily. We don't have to try to do anything. I mean, maybe we can go to work, and that we even still complain about going to work. That's how spoiled and selfish we're complaining about having a job, and being able to provide for our family, and being able to go out to eat, being able to do this, and buy the things that we need. We're complaining about that. I mean, come on. Like, I know people who have everything that are still not happy. Like, and it kills me. It kills me not to sound like one of those crazy people who just walk up to you and want to shake you. What is wrong with you? The Lord is crying out to his people right now, to all his people, because, we've reached a point now where we can't, this isn't Nineveh anymore. We had a chance to be Nineveh. And we didn't do it. We missed the mark. And now it is set in stone what is going to happen to America. And we can't pray, we shouldn't be praying for America as a whole, because that judgment is already set. But we have a chance to pray for individuals, for our family members, for the lost, for, just the innocent. Because regardless, there is going to come these situations where war is going to come over here, famine, there's going to be more sickness, just worse than COVID. There's, like he says, okay, there is great death coming to this nation, to the world, yes, but America is a double portioned. So, we need to be lamenting for the loss, putting all these prayers into the incense bowl, to, charging the angels to go out and plant these seeds, or plant these situations for people to run into the right person, or for all of these people who are being abused, for for the Lord to put a covering over them, to where they don't have to feel these things, or see these things, and or to deliver them from the situation, like, we can be the change that these people need through Jesus Christ and prayer and our living in righteousness, and staying out of sin. It is possible. It is possible. And it could take just one. Just one. Could it be you? I know what he did for me is a miracle. And somebody somewhere was praying for me to receive this from him. And I cherish that. I cherish that. And I thank the Lord every single day that he chose to save me out of the dark. And there's somebody waiting for you and me to pray for them. So let's get it together and let's do that. This is the last days. And I want to see every soul that could be saved. And you should too. All right, you guys, I love you. I pray that you stay blessed, and a covering over you, a hedge of protection over you in these days. May he bless and keep you. Bye-bye.